Okay, so I can't tell you how many times I've seen people asking about easy ways to make money on Fiverr. And for most of you that know me or are familiar with this channel, I think you know my stance when it comes to all things easy as it relates to making money online. But in this video, I'm going to cater to the masses, and in this video, I'm going to talk about 3 easy Fiverr gigs that you can probably start and make a little bit of money with selling on Fiverr. These are going to be Fiverr gigs that I think most people should be able to offer with little to no experience. So yeah, that's where I'm going with this easy Fiverr gigs thing. I'm going the direction of little to no experience that most people can probably do. And it's important to point out that most of these gigs are easy from the perspective of actual skills required to complete the gig. But when it comes to succeeding on Fiverr long term, it's important to remember that it takes persistence, hard work, and an attitude where you want to provide value to your clients to succeed. Just knowing about an easy gig isn't all it takes to succeed. These things are equally, if not more important, so keep those in mind. So I'm going to go over each of the types of gigs I'm going to be talking about in this video. I'm going to pull some up on the screen and just give you some thoughts around pricing and the types of buyers you likely will be targeting if you decide to sell any of these gigs for yourself. Also, you know what else is super easy for new Fiverr sellers and requires absolutely no experience or skills? Subscribing to this YouTube channel and smashing the like button. Okay, back to the video. So the first skill that pretty much anyone can do with absolutely no experience or skills is flyer distribution. And yeah, I was super surprised when I came across the flyer distribution category under the broader business category on Fiverr myself. I didn't think that was a type of service that you could offer for sale on Fiverr, but it is. And believe me, flyer distribution is something pretty much everyone can do. And the best part is, it's a pretty in-demand service no matter where you live. If you can think about the types of businesses that drop flyers where you live, those are probably the types of businesses you'd be working with if you decide to offer flyer distribution services on Fiverr. Think real estate agents, painters, grocery stores, distributing coupons for online retailers. There are literally so many companies that rely on print flyer distribution as part of their marketing strategy. Looking at some of the gigs currently being offered in this category, it looks like some sellers offer distribution services and some people offer both distribution and actually printing of the flyers as a service. So you can kind of get flexible with how broad of a scope you want to offer with these types of gigs. And when it comes to pricing, I'm seeing anything from $5 to $100 per gig, but what I would recommend, and I think this is a pretty good pro tip, is to research local flyer distribution companies in your neighborhood and see what they charge for flyer distribution. If you want to compete with them, because that's pretty much who you're going to be competing with, just check out their prices and try to be, either in line with their prices or even a little bit cheaper. That way people looking for flyer distribution on Fiverr who are looking to save a little bit of money versus the standard brick and mortar offering, they'll turn to you and see you as a viable alternative. And with flyer distribution, like everything I talk about on this channel, I really want people to focus, and I think it's important to focus on value. And with something like flyer distribution, which is kind of like a commodity type service, it's really limited where you can offer value. Quality of the print, if you decide to print, the amount of time it takes you to deliver the flyers, and the ease of working with you are probably 3 things that you can really focus on to, offer that above and beyond value to keep customers coming back if you do score some customers for your flyer distribution gig. So that was the first one. The second gig on this list is beta reading. Beta reading is when you offer your services to authors or people who've written publications, and you're offering to read what they've written and provide feedback on what they've written to help them improve or potentially change up the completed work. Beta reading is usually something that novelists seek out to get feedback from potential readers before they decide to finish their manuscript or send it to publishers, because oftentimes it can be hard to look at your own work with a non-biased set of eyes. So writers will look for beta readers to give them a fresh outlook on what they've written and get some feedback on what might need to change, what's good, or if the whole thing is just absolutely trash. They use beta readers for that. When it comes to pricing, I've seen beta readers charging anywhere from $5 to hundreds of dollars, and it's really going to depend on the length of the work you're being asked to read and what you want to charge for your services. Now, when it comes to skills required for beta reading, like I said, Most of the gigs, or all of the gigs on this list, require little to no experience or skill. But obviously, if you want to be a beta reader, you need to know how to read, and you need to know how to effectively communicate in whatever language the buyers you're beta reading for communicate in. Because when you're giving the feedback, you need to be able to communicate with them. I think that one goes without saying. Personally, I love reading, but I'm a really slow reader. So I look at beta reading not as something you would ever do full time, but more so something that if you enjoy reading or you want to get paid for something that you're doing in your spare time anyways, it's a good way to make some extra money while doing something you love. So beta reading could be a really good option for you. And the third and final gig on this list that literally almost everyone can do is cooking lessons. I also had no idea that cooking was a category on Fiverr, but it is. And I know for most of us, all of us eat, all of us know how to eat, and I would assume that the majority of us also know how to prepare food for ourselves. And honestly, I don't think this would be the most lucrative category, but if you know how to prepare, one or two dishes really well, you could offer the recipes for sale on Fiverr, you could create video tutorials to teach people how to do these recipes. Or if you're someone who loves cooking, you have a whole bunch of different options and a whole lot of recipes you can probably sell to people. I mean, for cooking, all you really need to know is one really awesome dish that's delicious and people love. If you have one of those that, you're thinking, wow, I love that dish, everyone I've made it for loves it, you can try selling that as a cooking lesson or recipe on Fiverr. And when it comes to price, I would imagine you gotta keep these types of services at around $5. The reality is with YouTube, there's just so many free resources, free fantastic resources when it comes to cooking. But I mean, if you wanna try selling cooking lessons or recipes on Fiverr, give it a shot. There's a market for it, obviously, otherwise Fiverr wouldn't have the category on their site. And who knows, maybe you score a couple clients that really love working with you and they hire you to make more complex or custom recipes for them down the road. Give it a shot, it can't hurt. Anyways, those are the 3 gigs I'm talking about today that are super easy to get into. I think most people can probably do at least one of these with little to no experience or skill. You just gotta have the right mindset, be willing to stick with it, and you can maybe make some extra money on Fiverr doing one of these things. So let me know in the comment section if you're gonna give any of these a shot. I wish you the best of luck if you are, and until next time, cheers.